Hi again, it's Maestro, and I'm in honor of the Star Wars Battlefront game that just came out and the movie that's about to come out in a month or so. I'm gonna do I'm gonna review a game that I created. Now, this is Shōgi. If people look at it, it's Star Wars chess, but it's actually Star Wars Shōgi. And Shōgi is Japanese chess, which is way different than American chess. So what you're seeing here is the Empire on one side, the good guys on the rebels on the other side. And I created this game ever since I got the Shogi board for 30 bucks at a store in Little Tokyo. So this is Shogi's different than regular chess. For one, you can see that if you can look closely, there are 81 squares instead of 64 squares. And there are more players. So instead of 16, you have actually 20. And I'm going to go over, well, first I'll go over the characters first and then the movements. So on the dark side, you have Darth Vader. Darth Vader is the king, and Mara Jade and the Emperor's Guard are gold generals. And the silver generals are the Imperial officers. I actually have a Cloud Bespin officer because I couldn't find another Imperial officer, but you get the idea. Uh, you have Duros mercenaries as knights, and I keep forgetting who these big goons are from Empire Strikes Back. You know who they are. I'm not going to sit there and look it up. I got my smartphone charging. That's my excuse. Whatever. So you got them as the lances. These ones here are lances. Uh, Here, Bosk is the rook, and I think Dengar is the bishop, and all the stormtroopers here are pawns. And if you take the reverse on this side, here you got Ewoks and Jawas as pawns. You've got Admiral Akbar, I think, as the rook. Bishop is the Bothan. You've got Chewbacca or two Wookiees as lances. Female Twi'leks as knights. You got the damn it, what is it? Alderaan, the Alderaan officers as silver generals. Where should I go? Yeah, gold generals are Luke and Leia, and R2D2 is the king. So basically, for this game, you have these 20 against this 20. And I'm going to show you, now this is just like this is Japanese chess, okay? So Japanese chess is a different discipline of how you set up the pieces, but I'm not going to really show you that. You can look it up online. Dust, dirt. You can look it up online as to how tournaments work in Japanese chess. But what I wanted to do was, just like American chess where they use The Simpsons, Star Trek, Star Wars, superheroes to sort of make a parody of chess but still follow American chess rules, I said, what if they took Japanese chess and make that into characters? But the thing is, it's a different thing with Japanese chess, especially in the way of promotions. But I'll show you that in a little bit. But I'm going to go over the pawns first. So we'll use the stormtroopers mostly, the bad guys mostly for these examples. So for the pawns, they mostly move, one at a time. And they don't, unlike chess, they do not move diagonally. That does not happen at all. So you can have the stormtrooper take out the Ewok as it goes along. But it moves one space at a time, not two in the first move or anything like that. Always one. And when it gets to the farthest, when it gets to the ninth row, it's the ninth row, that's when it promotes to being a gold general. So any one of these can promote to being a gold general, which are represented here in the commanders and superior officers in the stormtroopers here. So it's the same thing for Ewoks. They move one at a time. Dengar is he's a bishop, so he can move diagonally. And he has the option to promote these three lines here that represent the sort of home base for the good guys and the bad guys. They represent the promotional rows. So when Dengar gets to at least the 7th row, he could promote to a, I don't remember the exact proper name in Japanese, but it's sort of a super bishop. So, and the same goes for Bosk. Bosk moves like a rook does, orthogonally. Orthogonally. Orthogonally means like a cross, and diagonally, you know what diagonally is, right? That's the bishop. So he moves orthogonally, and he can promote to a super rook in the last 3 rows. And the lances, still don't know who these ones are. Keep forgetting. You know who they are. I don't remember. I'm not going to explain it. So it goes only straight forward. So he can only move in a straight line. He cannot go back. And when he gets to the 9th row, he can promote to a gold general. That's the purpose of this. Duros Mercenary, he can promote, he goes, it's a knight. So it goes, you know how a knight goes. It goes 2 squares up and 1 square diagonally forward. But unlike chess, he cannot go to the side. He cannot go backwards. So he cannot go 1 diagonal forward and 1 to the right. That does not happen. Only forward, just like a pawn in regular chess. He goes forward, and when he goes to the 8th or 9th row, that's when he can promote to a gold general. We'll use this one here. This one here is the silver general. Silver generals have a very unique way of movement. So here he is here. Now he can go 1 step forward this way, or this way, and he can only go backwards diagonally here or here. So it's almost like the way a king moves. It's 1 square forward, but in this case you kind of think of it like 3 squares here. So it's like this. So it's like it's 3 squares here. It's like half an X. So that's the way a silver general moves. And you have to make sure that these pieces are always facing this direction to help you understand who's who, because capture is also another thing that happens in Shōgi. I'll explain in a minute. These, Mara Jade, because she's the prettier of the two, Mara Jade is the gold general, and the way she moves is like, let's see, how do I say this? It's 1 square forward, diagonally, right, left, and only 1 square back. So you have a total of 6 moves. So it's, 5 squares around you and then 1 square back. Fuck. This is the other one. This is the other gold general. And Darth Vader is the king. And you know how a king moves. You have 8 squares around you, so you move 1, back. So it's 8 squares around you can move. So the Ewoks, just like the Stormtroopers, when they get to the 9th row, they can promote to being a silver general. And gold general, I'm sorry. Silver generals do not need to promote. Gold generals do not promote. Kings do not promote. So the only ones that need to promote are the lances, the knights, and the pawns. The silver generals can promote to gold generals, but they don't need to do that because it gives you an advantage as to how each character moves. So if you have characters that can move different ways apart from each other, then you let that happen. Capture, you can capture enemy characters and put them on your side. So if you can turn Leia to the dark side and put her on your side of the group, you can do that. There can be no more than 9 pawns total. One pawn per